Good morning and welcome to the 2022 commencement ceremony at Prairie Ridge High School. At this time, I would ask that you please rise for the singing of the national anthem, and after that, the Pledge of Allegiance. And now, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and again, welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2022. At this time, please be seated.
Front two seats are yours. Well, good morning, everybody. Weather held off. Let's do this. Class of 2022. My name is Steve Cook. I'm the proud principal of Prairie Ridge High School. We're very happy you're able to join us today as we recognize the end of a 4-year journey and the start of a bright new chapter. This is a day of hope and celebration, and a time to look ahead in anticipation. Over the years, as principal, my comments have gotten less and less as we've invited more and more students to address their peers and give their perspective on the journey to this day. After all, this is their ceremony. So I'll keep my role to mostly that of an MC and introduce our speakers, though I do have just a couple of comments before we get underway. The class of 2022 is the last class to have experienced a full year of Prairie Ridge High School life when they were freshmen 3 years ago. Since then, they've forged ahead through a truly unprecedented time that robbed them of many of the milestones through high school. This year, it fell to them to restart our traditions and reignite our school culture. Not an easy task. But here's what I'll remember about this class. Despite these challenges, they did not falter, and they took on the challenge to bring back the pack, helped everyone find their school pride once again. So I'd ask this class to remember this year not for the frustrations, but for the victories that they experienced by overcoming all of the obstacles they faced. Personally, as principal, I want to say thank you to this class for helping to restore that sense of pride in our school. And I can assure you that I will remember you for that. Now, let's enjoy a final ceremony together. Gracie Willis, who welcomed you on behalf of her class, is the daughter of J.D. and Lisa Willis. Gracie's activities as a student at Prairie Ridge have included gymnastics, state champ, by the way. You didn't include that in your notes, Gracie. NHS, student council, a superfan leader, link crew, class officer, and she earned the Chick-fil-A Leadership Scholarship. Her favorite memories here at Prairie Ridge are the football games, the senior musical, and winning state in gymnastics. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. This fall, Gracie will attend the United States Air Force Academy, where she will study international relations. Congrats, Gracie. I'm pleased to introduce the first of our 4 student speakers for this class, Annie Kuningas. Annie is the daughter of Kelly and Hans Kuningas. Annie's activities at Prairie Ridge have included dance team captain, student council executive board member, NHS, SNHS, medical club board, a hospital volunteer, Big Brothers Big Sisters volunteer, Prairie Ridge Academic Challenge, and Spanish tutor. Annie is an AP Scholar with distinction, an Illinois State Scholar, and a commended student in the National Merit Program. Her favorite memory is also going to the football games every Friday. Next fall, Annie will attend Northwestern University, double majoring in neuroscience and Spanish while on a pre-med track. Congratulations, Annie. The podium is yours.
Hello, everyone. 1,363 days ago, we cracked open the cover of a brand new chapter in our lives, and now we're minutes away from turning the very last page. Fellow friends, family, staff, and community members, I'd like to thank you for joining me today in celebrating this amazing milestone. We finally made it. Now, when I was a sophomore, I got my very first C- on a test. Little did I know that just a few short years later, I would cry tears not of sadness, but of joy for that same C-. Now, high school has been full of firsts just like this one. First Friday dress-up days, first time singing Sweet Caroline right at this very spot, first daily fire alarms, first traumatic driving lessons, even, to our delight, a first pandemic. But right now, we're not here to focus on those firsts. We're here today because soon, every part of this high school experience is going to become a last. This is our last time all together, our very last day as high schoolers. For me, that still hasn't sunk in. For my mom, she's probably crying somewhere in the audience. You're not alone, Mom. So the big question of the day is, now what? For many of us, we'll head to college, and I hope your wallets are ready, parents, because a comic art degree is not cheap. Others will fight for our freedoms, take time to travel, or maybe kickstart a career. And some of you probably wish you could bribe Dr. Cook to let you stay just one more year. But it is time to leave these 4 years behind. You cannot undo your embarrassing freshman haircut. You cannot unfail your chemistry tests. You cannot unfall down the stairs. You cannot change the past, but you can remember it, respect it, reflect upon it. And the truly beautiful thing about this day is that the untouched future that looms before you is no one's but your own. It is your turn to be selfish. You push through impossible exams, early mornings, tough sports practices. You deserve the freedom to choose whichever doors you worked so hard to open up. However, let's not forget to also recognize those who helped us get here. Thank you, parents and guardians, who put up with our teenage angst, who inspired us to bring back the scrunchie, the mullet, and yoga pants, who turned us into slightly more responsible humans. In a few short months, you can finally turn our bedrooms into your home offices. Thank you, teachers, for understanding that dogs can eat anything from homework to gym uniforms, for being shoulders to cry on even when your exams were the reason for our tears. But most of all, thank you for showing up with us, with passion and consistency, every single day. You have inspired us to make the world a better place. And so this is it, the time to start confronting ourselves with some of the most difficult questions of adulthood, like, what does fabric softener really do? Do I know how to cook anything besides ramen noodles? It's time to start asking ourselves what kind of change we want to instill in this world. We are more capable than we know. Because, although it's daunting, this is our last day as high schoolers, and tomorrow is our first day as whatever we choose to become. And I want each and every one of you to know that no matter who that person is, no matter how much adversity you face, no matter how long it takes, you will be just fine. Because if you survived the last 1,363 days of one of the toughest high school experiences of all time, you can survive whatever comes next. And if all else fails, we always have our parents' basements as a backup. Happy graduation, and thank you.
Thank you, Annie. At this time, I'll introduce our second student speaker for the class of 2022, Limbryn Ostergaard. Limbryn is the son of Adam Ostergaard and Andrea Ewing. Limbryn's activities at Prairie Ridge have included fall play, the musical, spring play, speech team, marching band, tennis, news team, GSA, art club, diversity club, environmental club, student council, German club, and Project B3. And somehow, with all that, he found time to write a speech. That's pretty good. His favorite memory includes directing the senior musical. And next year, Limbryn plans to work on the feature film titled From Chicago. Congratulations, Limbryn. The podium is yours. Watch your step there, bud. You good? Congratulations.
Who, what, where, when, and why. The how is up to you. Who sits before me today? Children, adults, something in between? Who is ready to end this chapter in their lives? Or should I say, begin a new one? Who is stepping out of these crowded halls, out into another world? Who is ready to change tomorrow? What four walls unknowingly built us, concrete but non-physical? What lasts a lifetime but is gone before it seems to have begun? What maroon and silver has replaced the red in our veins? What sport, club, group, or friend kept us in these halls? What made you feel like you were a part of this pack? What presses so hard that failure is imminent, but is always there with its warm, loving arms to lift us up again? Defined by a piece of paper that doesn't represent the most important lessons it gives us. Where did those nights go? The days of miserable bliss? Where are the firsts of so many lifelong passions? What last letting of others define you? Where are those unforgettable moments when the world would just fade away? The feeling of the crowd and the band? Where are those all too early late start Mondays? When did we forge and mold the person we've become? Dig deep into ourselves to uncover what light even means. Understand to listen to our fear, but not let it control us. When did we start growing up? Why were the days so long? Why did they ever have to end? Do the people around us feel the same way? Why did I let those opportunities slip through my fingers? Others' definitions of success knock on my door. Why does everything feel like it's changing? Who did high school make us? What did high school teach us? Where did high school lead us? When did high school change us? Why did high school question us? The how is up to you.
Our third student speaker is Sarah Michalak. Sarah is the daughter of Jennifer and Daniel Michalak. Her activities at Prairie Ridge have included marching band, speech team, fall play, the musical, pit orchestra, spring play, costume crew head, NHS, Scouts BSA, Girl Scouts, Cary Gardening Club, and Girls Track and Field. Sarah is an AP Scholar, an Illinois State Scholar, a distinguished graduate, an Eagle Scout, and has won several scholarships, including a Southern Illinois University Excellence Scholarship, a Chicago Northwestern Suburban Alumni Scholarship, and she will attend Southern Illinois University to study applied flight and aviation management. Her favorite memory includes building an acclaimed Danny DeVito shrine in a band locker, which has its own Instagram account. Give it a follow. Congratulations, Sarah. The podium is yours.
I would like to start off by saying congratulations to the class of 2022 and all the friends, parents, and staff that have gotten us here. If you had asked us 4 years ago what it would have taken to get us to this day, I can guarantee that no one would have been able to guess. That's why it is my honor to be able to speak today on what has, or in our case, hasn't, happened in these last 4 years, what this means for our future, and continuing on with life after pause. Life started out fairly normal, or at least as normal as a school of over 1,000 teenagers can make it. Freshman and sophomore year, we got a hang of this whole high school first period gym, dunked on seniors in volleyball, third hour commons, taunted by the purple screens of no red ink, fifth hour passing period, avoiding foyer congestion through those hidden stairwells. We made a name and a home for ourselves, and it was looking bright. Until second semester. In an ironic twist, it was March, Friday the 13th of 2020. Band concerts, track meets, classes canceled. The world hit pause, our activities stuck like a photograph in time. 2 weeks, they said. It'll be fine, they said. Hey, it's an extra week of spring break, they said. It felt like forever, but we remained optimistic. School would be normal by the fall, right? Right? Well, the world stayed paused a bit longer than we thought. Zoom school was a mess of rolling out of bed just to broadcast your ceiling fan to the world. Our dates were pushed back until they didn't exist. The class of 2022 misses you, junior prom. And dare I say it, for the first time ever, a group of high schoolers were actually excited to go back to school. Don't get me wrong, parents and siblings. We adore you. But it's a bit atypical to see you as much as we usually see our teachers. But I don't need to tell you how this story goes. 792 days later, here we are. We are all here as one graduating class, together, in person, at one ceremony. That's not something the past 2 classes can say. Opportunities are fleeting, and we can spend our whole lives saying that we'll do it tomorrow. But if these past 2 years have proven anything, it's that life is as unpredictable as this school's fire alarms. Tomorrow doesn't always come the way you envision it. We cannot place our lives on hold, pausing ourselves from achieving our ambitions. If you've learned anything from this skewed, abnormal, globally bizarre experience we called high school, let it be that tomorrow is a promise, not a guarantee. And if there's one thing I know to be true about the class of 2022, it's that we will continue to grab life by the reins and see ourselves exactly where we want to go today. Because life is too short, a truth we've all become too well aware of, a truth that makes us even more dedicated to crafting our lives into exactly what we want them to be. Thank you all, and remember, today is your day, and you've only got one try. It's time to hit play.
Thank you, Sarah. I want to assure everybody our fire alarms are in perfect working condition. All right, student speakers, you can return to your seats. It's with great pleasure that I introduce our next speaker. Mr. Ron Ludwig is a member of the D155 Board of Education. He's been a member of the board since 2017, and we appreciate his leadership in that role, as the board has helped to make District 155 the symbol of excellence that it is today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Ludwig.
Truly honored to have the opportunity to address our Prairie Ridge graduates today. On behalf of the District 155 school board members, I'd like to thank all of our Prairie Ridge staff, teachers, support staff, coaches, activity sponsors, administration. I'd like to thank the families of all of our graduates, moms, dads, grandparents, brothers, sisters, and friends. And most of all, I'd like to thank our seniors. Just over 2 years ago, you began a journey through our educational system that nobody has ever had to endure. The normal education environment was changed. Many new and unique challenges came your way very quickly. You had to navigate your classes online, Zooming with your teachers. You had to be ready for changes to your daily class schedules, as well as your club and athletic schedules. Expectations and challenges were expected from your teachers, coaches, sponsors, and family that were new and different from the norm. How interesting that much as this sounds like the challenges that will be coming your way after today. Whether your path takes you to college, the military, a job, and a career, you will be experiencing a change with many new and unique challenges. You are here today because you were able to work through and find success no matter the challenge that came your way since March of 2020. With the continued support of your family and having the knowledge and skills you gained from the Prairie Ridge staff, a bright future is ahead for each and every one of you. Work hard. Do great things in your life. On behalf of the District 155 School Board, good luck, class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Ludwig, and thank you to the entire school board for all of your support of these graduates. Some other guests are with us this morning who also deserve acknowledgement. Also from the D155 board is Vice President Jason Blake. From the district office, I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Kevin Werner, our CFO, and Mr. Steve Olson, our superintendent. Thanks for your support of all of our programs here at Prairie Ridge. Additionally, I'd like to recognize Crystal Lake Police Officer Scott Torkelson for his great work with our students. Finally, I'd like to recognize another group of individuals who put their heart and soul into Prairie Ridge. Will the members of the administration, faculty, and staff who are here today please rise and be recognized? There are several individuals among our faculty and staff who also deserve a quick recognition. We'll call them the faculty graduating class of 22, as they are about to begin a new chapter of their lives, retirement. These individuals include Jean Body, Dora McCracken, Allison Petty, Laura Ryan, Judy Sweat, and James Wagner. Each of these professionals has shown great dedication to our students and their education, and touched literally thousands of lives over their careers. I wish them all the best in their next phase of life. Prairie Ridge will not be the same without you. Okay, at this time, we're about to begin the distribution of the diplomas. One year I will get that word right. But before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a group of seniors who deserve special mention this morning. Our distinguished graduates. These seniors earn this honor by fully investing themselves in everything Prairie Ridge has to offer, attaining certain standards, not just in academics, but also in multiple extracurricular activities, community service, and other categories. There are more than 80 of these graduates here today, and together they logged over 3,000 hours of community service, were involved in 920 or so combined extracurricular activities with over 580 semesters of capstone coursework. You can recognize them today by the silver cords they wear as a symbol of this achievement. Please join me in a round of applause for these students. And finally, I'd like to take a moment to formally recognize and celebrate several of our seniors who have chosen a post-secondary path of particular honor, those who will move on to serve in one of our nation's armed forces. You can recognize them today by the red, white, and blue cords they wear as a symbol of their future plans. Will those students who serve in the military please stand at this time and be recognized? On behalf of Prairie Ridge and all those assembled, I want to thank you for your service to our country. And now, will the entire graduating class of 2022 please rise? Members of the Board of Education, I certify that those standing before you have completed all graduation requirements as established by the Board of Education and have earned a Community High School District 155 diploma. This year, faculty members Mary Kate Keeney, Rachel Kautz, Eric Jakubowski, and John Pelican will read the names of our graduates. Okay, guys, all rows but row 1 can be seated at this time. Will the Board of Education please present the diplomas?
Abigail Ablin, Clara Ackert, Arya Itipamala, Natalie Alexander, Emma Jo Alvey, Cole Anderson, Sophia Rose Anderson, Eric Anderson, Paige Annan, Jameson Armini, Brady Araguen Malpica, Alexis Balaam, Caroline Baker, Nicholas Barnes, Brianna Barron, Alexis Bauman, Stephen Bedell, Zachary Benson, Dylan Birkland, Ella Biu, Arya Bardwaj, Lucas Blake, Skylar Blue, Constantina Bondi Richardson, Luke Bounds, Kian Breyer, Sean Bronk, Sage Brossard, Kellen Burgos, Mitchell Cagle, Amelia Canania, Marcelo Candia, Vincent Carlini, Haley Carlson, Nathan Carter, Nathan Carver, Jade Cezak, Bryson Cerrone, Bryson Cioni, Michael Collins, Elise Conti, Dylan Cronin, Jacob Cunningham, Nick Dushinsky, Victoria Dushinsky, Alicia Davis, Kayla Davis, Delaney Dawson, Emma DeFort, Madison Dennis, Molly Devine, Shannon Devitt, Jaden Dixon, Jake Emmett Dolan, Christopher Donati, Amanda Drost, Sayak Dubé, Bennett Default, I know it. You were gonna do the thing. Madeline Durant, Nathan Dutkin, Davis Iman, Ramsey Elathi. Chris Elliott. Brooke Emrickson. Evan Erickson. Henry Erickson. Jocelyn Esquivel. Donald Facone. My last one. Oh, yeah. Forrester Faia.
Gabriella Falkowska. Eddie Faree. Maya Fleming. Jake Friedman. Abigail Fry. Matt Fryer. Philip Gasek. Samuel Goronsky. Kelly Gendy. Jackson Genches. Emerson Genslinger. Grayson Gerlinger. Aiden Gilliland. Lily Goodale. Caitlin Gorton. William Green. Emma Greetham. Haley Gobranson. Ava Gutowski. Spencer Haggard. Sure. Ryan Hahn. Bradley Heisler. Nick Heisler. Zell Hernandez. Nathan Hess. Emma Hildebrandt. Mallory Hoffman. Vanessa Holtz. Mitchell Hopkins. Kaylin Hewlin. Ryan Hewlin. Sean Hutton. Cade Janik. Colette Janik. Adrian Gray. Elizabeth Jensen. Bridget Jewell. James Jewell. Carly Johnson. Matthew Johnson. Jay Giuliano. Carson Carlblum. Camille Keaty. Jackson Kelch. Austin Kempf. Grace Kirkbashian. Emmett Kerr. Daniel Corey. Matthew Carroll. Abigail Rose Kirk. Allison Klauser. Maria Naomi Knox. Samuel Byron Knox. Ryan Keppen. Ashley Colby. Jenna Comis. Ashley Ann Konopka. Samantha Kral. Sophia Kerchick. Bradley Keene. Annie Kuningas. Alex Ledoux. Lauren Ladley. Nathan Lefevre. Brian Lazaro. Jenny Lee. Nathaniel Leali. Allison Levy. Jack Lee. Ty Lee. Piper Lefevre. Sophia Lely.
Devin Lessner. Octavio Lisea. Riley Lind. Zach Linquist. Kaylee Link. David Giannis. Daniel Linkwiman. Brandon Lloyd. Isaiah Lopez. Mason Laux. Xander Lovell. Abigail Malina. Ryan Manjan. Lillian Manley. Ella Manthe. Gavin Mari. Kennedy Mark. John Martino. Justin Mastrocinque. Henry Mayanja. Hope McHugh. Matthias McMill. John McMinn. Kylie McMullen. Madison McMullen. Ryan McWilliams. Brittany Melendez. Sarah Mercieri. Sarah Michalak. Alexander Militello. Alexis Morales. Riley Moore. Abby Moritz. Ansley Morlock. Kevin Moisen. Amanda Mueller. Nicholas Moroski. John Myers. Eleni Nanos. Owen Nathan. Brandon Nelson. Mackenzie Nelson. Riley Newman. Dasha Noble. Esteban Nunez. Matthew Nygren. Michael Obiozor. Jada Ogebule. Madeline Ostap. Lim Rin Ostergaard. Jackson Otto. Dylan Palomo. Lyle Payne. Pedro Pedroza. Kara Pelican. Sage Perkins. Ian Peters. Justice Peterman. Charles Petrozilka.
I got you, Charles.
Franco Petromale. Emma Piotrowski. Joseph Pokanowski. Brianna Pollock. Ryan Porter. Aiden Preves.
Come on, Grant.
Grant Preves. Abigail Pikett. Kaylee Quindell. Robbie Radek. Victor Rangel. Krista Reike.
Colin Rhodes. Andrew Reitmeyer. Jacob Ritzos. Sophie Robinson. Alexis Rodriguez. Luke Rosemond. Kayla Runke. Peyton Taylor Runge. Brianna Shade. Colin Shenner. Zachary Shear. Mason Schleicher. Noah Schloop. Jack Schnoor. Aiden Schroeder. Hannah Schultz. Riley Schultz. Samuel Schultz. John Scully. Pa Babakar. Tristan Serpico. Brecken Severson. Anna Sigwald. Jacob Sims. Allie Sinberg. Zion Smeja. Bo Smith. Elena Smith. Nathan Smith. Noah Solis. Alicia Sosnowski. Samantha Stebbings. Connor Seworth. Alex Soul. Haley Sullivan. Dominic Sweared. Caden Sylvester. Brenna Zott. Yashua Topeka. Tyler Tees. Donald Tuber. Braden Thielander. Serenor Thorpe. Jack Tobin. Tristan Tom. Taylor Trax. Alexander Tucker. Elizabeth Tucker. Grace Tursky. Julia Tursky. Alexandra Ulrich. Erin Urine. Angelina Van Pelt. Jenna Van Wazer. Ava Vonderhaar. Dmitry Vyatinov. Mary Waykazer. Leah Walters. Emma Wasilk. Patrick Weiler. Destiny White. Kelly Williams. Sarah Grace Willis. Madeline Wasney. Jeffrey Wasney. Emily Wyatt. Haley Yell. Grace Zanzola. Ashley Leon Torrell. Jorge Loa. Jonah Jungu.
All right, as we get ready to send the class of 2022 into their future, I'd like to introduce our final speaker to bid us farewell, Donnie Facone. Come on up, Donnie. Donnie is the son of Janice and David Facone. Donnie's activities while at Prairie Ridge include basketball, tennis, math team, German club, German National Honor Society co-president, National Honor Society, and business club. Donnie is an AP scholar with distinction, a state competitor for math team, a National Merit Scholarship Program commended student, an Illinois Student Assistance Commission 22-23 State Scholar, and earned first place for the calculator team at the Grant Math Invitational and third place overall team in finance at the DECA Regional. His favorite memory is coming back senior year and being able to see all of his friends again. Next year, Donnie's post-secondary destination is undecided, though he plans to major in finance. Donnie, the podium is yours.
Well, it's a little bit hot out here, so as you can understand, I need a little bit of water. But before I begin, I just wanted to mention that there is a lot that is going into today, and there's a lot that led up to today. And I was really excited, of course, to speak. But my parents were telling me earlier that, they think it's going to rain today. And thankfully it didn't. But when I heard this, I said to them, as one of our famous gym teachers likes to say, "Are you kidding me?" But in all seriousness, I'd like to start off by thanking all the parents for pushing us through these past 4 years, the faculty and staff for preparing us for our future, and my fellow students for making this journey as exciting as possible. Our 4 years were certainly unique, with the past 2.5 being nothing like we've ever seen before. But I think our journey was so unique that our journey was like the journey of the Hobbit. Now, the Hobbit himself, Bilbo, is just like every other Hobbit. He's short, he's plump, he eats 6 meals a day, and in many ways, that's how we are as incoming freshmen. Not in that sense exactly, but we are fresh out of middle school, and we have yet to be strengthened by our high school journey. We certainly weren't battle ready. Bilbo almost got eaten by trolls, and many of us got our first C. So while Bilbo may have had it easy compared to what we went through, I like to think we both faced challenges we had never experienced before. Nevertheless, we pressed forward through high school, just like Bilbo fights his way to the Lonely Mountain. He learns new tricks and abilities, and we learn new formulas and vocabulary. Through sophomore and junior year, we find out what subjects we like, what disciplines we're good at, and what extracurriculars we'd like to pursue. Some of us may have found strengths in math, English, or science. And I found out I didn't have a strength in going for the ball when I let a loose ball roll past me because I thought it was going out, and Mr. Simak very gently and politely, actually so politely the whole gym heard it, that I should dive for every ball. But in comes senior year, and like us, Bilbo's on the final stretch. All that stands between him and the gold is the dreaded evil dragon, Smog. We all have our own dragons to slay, and senior year is a time we face our biggest dragon yet, deciding our future. For some of us, the gold under the mountain is college academics, college sports, a job, and so on. But no matter how uncertain he may have been, Bilbo found a secret passage to the mountain, and he secured the gold with the dwarves. And so have all of us. We may have had our doubts, but we used our growth, throughout high school to fight our fears, and here we are with whatever gold we've worked for under the mountain. To me, gold was beating Huntley in our basketball reserve game. They've always been our arch nemesis, and so I remember telling my teammates, let's go out there, let's hold nothing back, and let's just dominate them. And we did. We went out there, we gave it our all, we left it all on the floor, and we proceeded to lose by 45 points. So that was my gold under the mountain. Now, using the Hobbit to describe high school may have seemed strange at first, but I like to think by now my examples have made this quite clear. We have grown throughout high school, and we are in prime position to accomplish great things. So, my message is this. If you work hard, you put your head down, you stay focused on your goals, and you learn from failure, you can be like Bilbo and slay a dragon. Or you can be like me and lose to Huntley by 45 points. Well, that's not the true moral. It's really this. We grew a lot over the past 4 years, and we've conquered our biggest challenges yet. Life might be tricky, but we've left our hobbit hole, we've escaped the Misty Mountain, we stuck together with our friends, slayed our dragon, and found our gold. So whatever life throws at us next, I know we'll all be ready. Best of luck to all of you with whatever mountain you seek to claim next, and thank you to everyone who has helped us on our journey. Thank you. And now, a final word from Dr. Cook.
All right, graduates, get those tassels ready if you want to keep them. Thank you, Donnie. Finally, to all those assembled here today, I proudly present the class of 2022. Graduates, will you please stand one last time as a group? One quick reminder, audience and graduates, after the caps are thrown, you'll have a moment to retrieve them if you want, before we head back into the school where your actual diplomas await. Then you can take as many pictures as you like. So here we go. Congratulations to the graduates, to the faculty, to the staff, administration, and school board, and most of all to the families of these young men and women on your achievement here today of a diploma. Graduates, you ready with your caps? Grab those tassels. 3, 2, 1. As you gather your caps, we'll have our fight song in just a moment for our recessional back to the building. Thank you very much.